So we're deep in the harvest season now from the vegetables that we've planted, and we still got a whole bunch growing. So what I want to do today is, I haven't given an update on the vegetables in a while, so I want to take you on a tour of all the vegetables and show you how they're growing. Most are doing okay. Some are getting beat up by the summer heat, and now we've had a bunch of rains come along. So there is a lot of growth going on, but not everything looks as great as I would have hoped. So let's go take a look. Parsnips. The melon plants starting to grow like crazy. Haven't seen signs of melons just yet, but the plants themselves are really starting to spread. Beets haven't really formed a beet. So these are the direct seeded, I think. And the seed one seems to be doing well, and there's going to be tons of seed to collect from it. But the beets themselves really aren't doing anything. There are no beets here really. Maybe underground or something, but nothing to write home about. These are the transplanted beets, and in a couple of instances there's a beet in here. Not much of one. My face with the thing. So we got a beet forming there, but it's pretty small. So I'm letting them grow up. We got some small ones down there. Over here, a couple. But again, no great shakes. And I think it's just where they were planted and then the cover of the carrot plant. I didn't realize the seed carrot would grow so large. That's at least 3 or 4 feet long. Black jade zucchini starting to form fruit. Got one there. A couple more forming over there. So we should be able to get some. Had one form here on the other side of this dead leaf, but I don't think it's gonna turn into anything. But the plant is doing well and growing up the tomato cage. The eggplants are doing well. We've got the flowers forming and should have a fruit forming right in there, right in the middle there. I just wanted to show on this second or third planting of potatoes, the potato seeds. You of course don't want to eat these. They're poisonous from what I understand. But, I just lost one. But I think this is actual potato seeds inside. The carrots that were direct sown originally in the seed plant container, still not doing particularly well. I mean, plants are growing, but nothing you want to write home about. Just tends to be a shaded area too, so again, a poor placement, and things will be changing next year. But the seeds should be doing quite well. We got lots of formation for the seeds, so we'll be watching these to harvest them. These are the other carrots, the second sowing of carrots, and I actually pulled one out, and it was small. It was only about that long, the carrot, but it tasted so good. I just cleaned it off with my fingers and ate it, and tasted like such a carrot. So that's one of the real joys of growing your own. is they just taste so much better. Pumpkins are off the hook. That's all the pumpkin plant. And then down here, it comes down, and I've wrapped it around over here, and it goes through, and then it's actually going up, across, and across, and then that way. And I'm trying to get it beyond the plants over there to grow out. Yeah, pumpkins need a lot of room. Corn is doing quite well. It's easily 6 feet plus tall. And it's coming along. So I'm hopeful we'll get something out of it. I initially had said I wasn't going to hand pollinate the corn. And then I decided, well, maybe I will hand pollinate the corn. And now that I'm looking at the corn, I don't foresee me doing that. So I'm gonna hope for the best that the corn will pollinate itself. And at least one stalk of corn is starting to tassel. I'm not sure if that's good or not, because there's no ears showing. But we're getting further along in the growth process. Butternut squash. The plant is doing good, but I haven't seen any squash plants themselves. So this is easily 10-12 feet long, this plant, but there's no signs yet that I've seen of butternut squash. Horseradish looks good, although this third plant now is suddenly encroached upon by my pawpaw tree. Tomato plants are doing well. We've gotten our first fruit, and you can see them right there. So looking forward to that harvest. But they look very healthy. The aromas do. And they've now grown up above the tomato cages. And I'm not quite sure how tall they're gonna get. I don't remember my others getting that tall, but maybe they did. And then they just flopped over afterwards. The cherry tomatoes are growing nicely and have started to form tomatoes. So that's good. This is the volunteer tomato, and it's not showing any fruit yet, although we do have a flower, so we'll see what comes of that. Brussels sprouts, stalks looking strong, plants looking healthy. Still waiting on the sprouts. Peppers look good, except for that one. Just decided to crap out on me. Don't know why, but it is doing well. No fruit yet though. I have seen flowers, so maybe we'll be getting some fruit soon. The big success story right here is our spaghetti squash. I hand pollinated, and as you can tell, it's doing quite well. Kidney beans seem to be doing well. We've got lots of beans being produced all throughout here. They're all over. And of course I can't find any right at this moment. And there we go. So we should get a nice little harvest of kidney beans. Sweet potato vines have finally started to grow, and they're starting to go. They are getting a little bit crowded by the kidney beans, but I think they'll otherwise be okay still. Cucumber plant is doing well, despite the large number of spotted lanternfly on it. They actually don't seem to be doing anything to the plant. I've already harvested one cucumber off of there, and I've got another growing there, and Got the other vine coming up here, so it'll get trellised up this line. But cucumbers are doing well. Sugar beets are doing well. And while I haven't found any really big ones, well, that's not true. I actually found one that looks like a huge plant. Let me see if I can find it in here. Back here, you can see it right back there. That's going to be a big sugar beet around there. I'm excited to see that one, guys. I haven't really noticed that on the other sugar beets, though, so we'll give them time to grow. The plants are getting noshed on by some bugs, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem for the plants. But they're otherwise looking pretty lush. So our onions have bulbed up, and not as big as I'd wanted them to be, but there's some good sized ones around here. So all along we've got bulbs all throughout there. I was hoping for more. Those back there, I'm surprised if they'll even produce anything, getting so crowded out. That seems to be the theme this week, is I've planted much too intensely and I'm crowding out my own plants. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of successes still coming along. I like the fact that my spaghetti squash that I hand pollinated is growing so good. I haven't really noticed any other fruits forming on the vine though, so I want to check into that. My sugar beets are doing well, so I'm excited about how that's going to turn out. I ended up finding a couple of more pretty large sugar beets. A bunch are starting to form, so those are probably going to end up being smaller, I would imagine. I'm hoping for like 1 to 2 pounds per plant, which would give us about anywhere between probably like 40 to 80 pounds of sugar beets, which should be enough to produce a bunch of sugar anyway. So I'm excited to see how that comes along. And we've got the fruit forming on our tomatoes, so later on this year there's going to be a whole processing of the tomatoes to produce sauces and pastes and things like that. I wish my melons were doing a little bit better, actually a lot better, since I've got no melons forming yet, but still a little bit early. They are producing a lot of male flowers, which tends to cause the pollinators to come, and then they start producing the female flowers to help with the pollination. Of course, I plan on hand pollinating a lot of them as I see them. Corn, well, we got the tassels forming on top, so that's a start. I want to see some silks being produced now, some ears. But overall, I think we're doing okay. Still got a lot to go. And of course, we've got the community garden plot that's a work in progress. I'm just having some stuff in there just so that the powers that be don't kick me out. But otherwise, I mean, we should get some stuff. The tomatoes are coming along. The potatoes down there are looking good. Corn's sprouted up. Got the beans down there. So we got stuff growing. But if you want to see what we were doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here, and then subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that way you can follow along in the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.